Gopal Ji Publication presents How to Find Guru, excerpted from the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Thakur, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and Srimad Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj, edited by Madhavananda Prabhu Ji. Chapter 1, How to Find Guru. Srila Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada. This is excerpted from Prabhupada Updeshamrita, a collection of the teachings of Srila Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati, compiled by Sri Bhakti Mayuk Bhagwat Maharaj and published in Bengali. The book is in the form of a series of questions composed by the compiler with answers extracted from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta's teachings. How will I be able to recognize someone as a bona fide spiritual master? When you make judgments based on your own intelligence that such and such a person is Guru, you are in fact projecting the qualities of Guru on him. Such a person is never truly the Guru. In such cases, you are thinking that the Guru is somehow under your control or within the purview of your sensory knowledge. When Krishna himself decides to send you someone to act as your spiritual master, that person will manifest before you as the Mahanta Guru. How will I find a bona fide Guru? The Supreme Lord acts as Guru in two ways: as the Chaitya Guru within the heart, and externally as the Mahanta Guru or pure devotee. If I am sincere, then the Lord reveals the Mahanta Guru to me. We can go to 1,000 different people with a petition in hand, but until the one person who can approve our application approves it, we get nowhere. The Supreme Lord is that person. Why he does or does not approve our request is something we cannot fathom. He is not a field laborer working in our personal garden. We have to be patient and wait. In the meantime, we should prepare ourselves by cultivating a service attitude and trying to eliminate extraneous desires. If we pray sincerely for the Lord's blessings, then He will graciously bless us. Through His grace, we will find a bona fide spiritual master. Krishna yadi kripa kare, kaun bhagyavane, Guru antaryami rupe, sikhaya apane. When Krishna decides to be kind to some fortunate soul, then He personally directs that person from within as the super soul and from without as the spiritual master. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 22, Text 47. Who is the genuine Guru and how can we find him? The road to auspiciousness begins with the taking shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. In accordance with God's plan, everyone on this earth finds a teacher that meets his or her particular needs and qualifications. Thus, the Christians have their Jesus and the Muslims their Muhammad. Some less fortunate individuals think that some materialistic individual with formal traditional ties to the family is their Guru, with the result that they become embroiled in householder life themselves. If we are fortunate, if we truly seek out a genuine Guru with complete sincerity and persistence, and if we pray feelingly to the Lord to encounter such a spiritual master, then the Lord will surely lead us in this lifetime to a genuine Guru, by taking shelter of whom we will be able to attain the greatest blessings. Brahmanda Brahmite kaun bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna prasade paaya bhakti lata bij. In the course of wandering through Brahma's universal creation, some fortunate soul may receive the seed of the creeper of devotion This happens by the grace of the Guru and Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 19, Text 151. Krishna jadi kripa kare, kaun bhagyavane, Guru antaryami rupe, sikhaya apane. If Krishna is merciful to a particularly fortunate soul, then he comes himself to teach him, either externally as the spiritual master or from within as the super soul. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, Chapter 22, Text 47. Guru Krishna Rupahana Shastrera Pramane Guru Rupe Krishna Kripa Karena Bhaktagane. According to the revealed scriptures, the spiritual master is the manifestation of Krishna. Krishna comes in the form of the Guru to show his mercy to the devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 1, Text 45. Yadyapi amara Guru Chaitanya Radas, Tathapi Janiye Ami Tanhara Prakash. Although my spiritual master is the servant of Lord Chaitanya, I know that he is a direct manifestation of the Lord. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 1, Text 44. Jive Sakshat Nahi Tate Guru Chaitya Rupe, Shiksha Guru Haya Krishna Mahanta Swarupe. Since one cannot directly experience the Guru as the super soul, Krishna appears as the Shiksha Guru in the form of a highly advanced Vaishnava. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 1, Text 58. O my beloved Krishna, please be kind and accept me as your servant. For all my life, I have thought of myself as the master of my house and the enjoyer of the fruits of my work. But I shall give up all this for you. When a Jiva sincerely prays to Krishna in this way, then Krishna appears to him in the form of Mahanta Guru. Without receiving transcendental knowledge from a bona fide spiritual master, no one gains the eligibility to serve Krishna. Neither God nor human can give such transcendental knowledge. This is why we have such a great need for a genuine spiritual master. Bibliography. Translated into English by Jan Brzezinski from www.granthamandira.org. Shri Bhakti Mayug Bhagavat Swami Prabhupader Updeshamrita, Bengali, Gaudiya Mission, Bagh Bazar, Calcutta 1938. Chapter 2. Krishna will give you Guru. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Prabhupada. The best friend is the spiritual master because he saves one from the blazing fire of confusion. O Grady, the problem is to find this spiritual master. Prabhupada. No, there is no problem. The problem is if you are sincere, you have got problems, but God is within your heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridadesher Arjuna Tishtati. Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 18, Verse 61. God is not far away. God is within your heart. So if you are sincere, then God will give you a spiritual master. O Grady, thank you, that I know. Prabhupada. Therefore, God is called Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within the heart, and the physical spiritual master is God's mercy. If God sees that you are sincere, He will give you a Guru who can give you protection. He will help you from within and without. Without in the physical form of spiritual master, and within as the spiritual master within the heart. That is stated. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hridadesher Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantrarudhani Mayaya The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart, O Arjuna, and is directly the wanderings of all living entities, who are seated as on a machine made of material energy. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 18, verse 61. The body is just like a machine. The spirit soul is sitting on this machine, and God is there within the heart. He is giving the direction. You wanted to do this, now you go and do this. So if you are sincere, now, God, I want you, then He will give you directions. You go and get it. This is the process. But if you want something else than God, then God will give you direction. You go and take it. He is very kind, Ishvara Sarva. I want to have something, and He is within my heart. He is giving me direction. Yes, you come here, you take this. So if that God can give you indication, you go and take this, then why not the spiritual master? First of all, we must be eager to again revive our God consciousness. Then God will give us the spiritual master. Room Conversation with Irish poet Desmond O'Grady, Rome, 23rd May 1974. The Science of Self-Realization. Chapter 7, Bhaktivedanta Book Trust, Los Angeles. Chapter 3, How to Find a Sadhu. Questions and Answers with Srimad Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj. Devotee, how does one recognize a sadhu? Gour Govinda Swami. Cry before Krishna. Only He can help you to find a sadhu. You can't recognize a sadhu. You have no vision to see the sadhu. If you try by yourself to recognize sadhu, then you will be cheated. If you are serious, then cry before him. O Krishna, I am your servant. I Nanda Tanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Budho Kripaya Tava Pada Pankaja Stita Dhuli Sadrisham Vichantaya. Mahaprabhu has taught us this. This is crying before Krishna. O Nanda Tanuja, son of Nanda Maharaj, I am your kinkar, your servant. Somehow or other, I am fallen here in this dreadful ocean of material existence, and I have been drowning from time immemorial. But I want to serve you. How can I serve you? How can I become a speck of dust at your lotus feet? Please help me. Just cry. Without the help of sadhu, you cannot approach Krishna. You can't utter Krishna's name. When you cry like that, Krishna is there in your heart as Paramatma. He will say, "Oh, now he is crying for me." Then he makes an arrangement. This is the proper way. If by your own effort you try to recognize a sadhu, you will be cheated. You can't see a sadhu. You have no vision at all. You see only outward, external things. You can't see the real thing. There are many persons who are only outwardly sadhus. You will be enchanted by their external activities. Oh, he is a great sadhu. He is producing gold. You will be cheated. You can't get a real sadhu in this way. A real sadhu is one who is completely absorbed in Krishna, day and night, 24 hours. He has gotten Krishna. He is with Krishna. He can give you Krishna. You can't see him. You have no vision. Only you can cry for Krishna from the core of your heart. This is not an external cry. It is internal. Then Krishna, who is in your heart, will see that you are crying and he will help you. He will make arrangement for you to meet such a sadhu. That is the arrangement of Krishna. When you meet such a person, you will feel some spontaneous attraction from the core of your heart. That attraction is the proof. Devotee. To meet a sadhu is so rare. How can one get the opportunity? Gour Govinda Swami. It's a fact that it is rare, but if you are really crying for it, then Krishna can make an arrangement. It is impossible for you, but nothing is impossible for Krishna. Home Program, Vancouver, Canada, May 1993. Chapter 4. A Sadhu is always present. Sri Srimad Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj. Devotee. Srila Prabhupada always emphasized that he was eternally present in his books, instructions, tapes and letters. So when you say we should take association of a sadhu, can we do that through Srila Prabhupada's books? Gour Govinda Swami. If Prabhupada says he's there, then you try to see him, associate with him and listen from him. Do you see Prabhupada? Do you hear from Prabhupada? Is he speaking to you? Devotee. Through his books? Gour Govinda Swami. Through his books. Yes, all sadhus speak through their books. Jeev Goswami, Rup Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Bhaktivedanta Thakur, Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati and Srila Prabhupada. All, yes, all say that they speak through books. This is not a new thing. This is our Vaishnav procedure. But you should see him. Can you see Bhaktivedanta Thakur? Can you see Jeev Goswami? You may say, oh, I have read their books. I have their association. That won't help you. You cannot understand what they have said merely by reading their books. Your consciousness is very low, so you cannot understand their words. They are very, very merciful, but you should follow the proper path. If you are intelligent, you will understand how they are still here, not only in the form of their books, but also their hair. You should see them. Why are you thinking so foolishly? So many books were already there, so why has Srila Prabhupada said this? You are thinking we need only to read books. There is no need of associating with a sadhu who is physically present. Is there any sadhu? No, there is no sadhu at all. Your motto is seeing is believing. You cannot see, so you cannot believe because you are a conditioned soul. Your vision is defective. You cannot see a sadhu. Krishna is there. Can you see him? No, you cannot because you are not endowed with proper vision. First, develop the proper vision and then you can see Krishna. Then you can see how a sadhu is there. It is not a fact that sadhus are not present. How is everything going on? How does sun rise? The wind blow and Indra give rain. All these things are going on. No sadhu, no Krishna. It is nonsense, foolishness. We are so proud and puffed up. We are identifying ourselves as the body, mind and false ego. We think we are very great, so we say, oh, there is no sadhu. We are in the category of identification with the body and mind. We have not come to the beginning of the stage of purity. No. Devotee. So we have to associate with a living sadhu? Gour Govinda Swami. Definitely. There is always one there, but he is not a cheap person. Such a person is very rare. If you can get his mercy, then you can see him. Otherwise, by your own effort and perception, you cannot see him. No, no, no. You always think that you are drishta, the seer, and the sadhu is drishta, the one to be seen. Everyone is like this. They think that they are the seers, but it is just the reverse. You are to be seen and they are the seer. Think this over very deeply. I think you cannot completely understand what I say. We always think that we are the seer and that they are to be seen, but this is not a fact. It is just the reverse. They are the seers and we are to be seen. Devotee. How are we seen by a sadhu? By our service? Gour Govinda Swami. Yes, the sadhu is the seer. If he showers his mercy upon you, he sees you. If you receive that merciful glance, then you are very fortunate. However, you are in the category of bodily consciousness. How can you have it? Guru is the manifestation of the super soul, Chaitya Guru, in the heart. He manifests a body and appears. He knows your heart. Devotee. I don't quite understand. Gour Govinda Swami. Yes, try to understand. As I told you, just hear patiently. A new Bhakt cannot understand it because it is a topic of highest class. You are in pre-primary class. How can you understand? You're not even in the primary class. How can you understand this topic of the highest class? Just accept the bonafide authorities. That will help you. The teacher says 2 plus 2 is 4. The primary school student accepts it. If the teacher asks the child, what is 2 plus 2? The child will reply, 2 plus 2 is 4. Why is 2 plus 2 4? My teacher says. He will answer like this. That means he has accepted authority. This is the only principle in the beginning. How is 2 plus 2 4? Why not 3 or 5? That will be explained in a higher mathematics class. Not in the beginning. You have to have patience and get a promotion. My Guru Maharaj says in his purport that the beginning is purity of consciousness. First, come to this beginning stage. Then, gradually, other things will come up. You are not in the beginning stage, so how will the higher topics come up? This is a very, very subtle and very deep philosophy. Putting full faith in the sadhu, you need only submissively hear Shravanam, Shravanam, Shravanam. In that way, you can get the mercy of that sadhu. That will help you. Only one thing is required, nothing else. Shravanam, Shravanam, Shravanam. Just hear. Serve that sadhu. Please him. Hear submissively. Surrender yourself at his lotus feet and submissively ask questions. Out of mercy, the sadhu will impart this tattva jnana to you. This is the only process. Unless you get association with a living sadhu, what can you do? Will you put some questions to Srila Prabhupada and Srila Prabhupada will answer you? This process is a living thing. It is always there and it is always current. It is not that inquiry was done a certain way in the past and now things are done differently. No, it is an eternal process. Pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. The process of inquiry. Chapter 6, Gopal Jayu Publications. Chapter 5, Simplicity and Faith. Srimad Gour Govinda Swami Maharaj. Gopal and the schoolboy. A mother had a 6 or 7-year-old son. She wanted to admit him into the primary school so that he could get some education. But the school was a little far away, half a mile from their house. Still, she told the boy that he should go every day to the school in the morning. So, the boy started going. On the path to school, he had to pass through a jungle where there were some ferocious animals, tigers and snakes. Being a small child, he was afraid. He came to his mother and said, "Oh mother, when I was going through that jungle on the way to school, I was very afraid. So many ferocious animals are there. I can't go anymore." His mother said, "Why are you afraid? Don't you know that your friend Gopal is there? Just call your friend, he will help you. You need not be afraid." "Oh, my friend is there?" "Yes, when you feel afraid, you should call out, 'Oh, my friend Gopal, I am in a fearful situation. Where are you? Please come.' You should say like that." The child followed her instruction. When he was passing through the jungle, he felt afraid. He called out, "Friend Gopal, my brother Gopal, where are you? I am in a fearful situation. Please come, help me." Gopal appeared before him. "Yes, I am here. Why are you afraid?" "I have to go through the jungle to go to school, and it is full of ferocious animals." "All right, don't fear. Come with me." Every day, Gopal was helping him. Milk from Gopal. In Indian schools, they perform Ganesh Puja and Saraswati Puja to give the students knowledge. For these festivals, the teacher will collect some fees from the students. One day, at school, the teacher announced that they were going to have such a festival and that the students should all pay some fee. But the boy and his mother were very poor. There was nobody in the family, only the mother and the son, and they had no money. The teacher told him, "You are poor, you don't have enough money, but you should at least bring 50 paisa, half of a rupee." The child returned home and told his mother that the teacher said that he had to pay 50 paisa for the festival, but they had nothing, not even a single paisa. The mother said, "Tell the teacher that we have no money, we are poor, but we will bring milk." The child said, "Who will give us milk?" "Oh, your friend Gopal will give us milk. He tends cows. He can supply as much milk as your teacher wants. Yes, you tell Gopal." The boy accepted what his mother said. "Yes, I must tell my friend Gopal." So that day, in the forest, he called out to his friend, "Oh Gopal, where are you?" "I am here," Gopal appeared. "What do you need?" "My teacher has said that I have to pay 50 paisa, but we have no money. My mother said to ask you to give us some milk, because they need milk for the festival. So, you must supply as much milk as they need." "Oh yes, I must supply. I am always there to help you." Later, on the puja day, when he was passing through that jungle, he called his friend, "Gopal, today is the day. Please come." Gopal came with a small earthen pot filled with milk. "All right, take this milk. Give it to your teacher. This pot will give as much milk as they want. It will never be empty." The boy took it and gave it to the teacher. Seeing the small pot, the teacher said, "Oh, this is just a small amount of milk. We need a large amount, 10 buckets of milk. You've brought only a small pot? No. It will never be empty. You bring 10 buckets and pour this pot out. All 10 buckets will be filled." The teacher did so, and amazingly, 10 buckets were filled. Then the teacher asked, "Where did you get such a pot?" "My friend Gopal gave it to me." "Your friend Gopal? Who is he?" "Oh, he stays in the jungle. Every time I need, I call him. My mother told me that whenever I am in a fearful situation, I should call out, 'Gopal, Gopal, oh brother, oh my friend Gopal.' Then he appears. He helps me, protects me, and leads me to school." He gave this pot of milk. He says that he is a friend to one and all. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 5, verse 29, "Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. I am the only well-wishing friend of all living entities." He says he is not only my friend, he is a friend to one and all. If one calls, he is there ready to help in time of danger, in time of need, in time of calamities. Why doesn't Gopal come to you? Such a simple child gets help from Krishna. But you are worrying? He is worrying. She is worrying. What shall I do? What shall I do? I need so much money. How can I do it? I cannot collect. I have to do this thing. I have to do that thing. I have so many problems, so many hindrances, so many obstacles. Why don't you ask Gopal? Gopal is ready to help you. but you are not asking him. If you are asking, then why is Gopal not coming? You say, yes, I am asking. Oh Krishna, please help me, please help me. But Krishna is not coming and helping me. Gopal immediately appeared before the small child. Why can't you get Gopal's help? Why doesn't Gopal come to you? What is the difficulty? What is the reason? It's because you have no faith in Gopal, no faith in Krishna. It is a question of faith. That small child had strong faith. As soon as his mother told him, he put strong, unflinching faith in her words, and he got Krishna. But you do not have faith. Now, in America, many people have lost faith. In his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.4.15, Srila Rupa Goswami says, Adav Shraddha, the first thing is unflinching faith. Similarly, Krishna says in Gita, chapter 4, verse 39, Shraddhaval labhate jnanam tatpara samyatendriya jnanam labdhva param shantim achirenadhi gacchati. A faithful man who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge and who subdues his senses is eligible to achieve such knowledge, and having achieved it, he quickly attains the supreme spiritual peace. What do we mean by Shraddha? Rupa Goswami says that the first thing is Shraddha. Following that comes other things. Shraddha means strong, unflinching faith. Bhajate mam dridavratta. Those who have faith, they do bhajan with determination. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse 28. Strong faith in what? Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya. Faith in what Sadhu says, what Guru says, what Shastra says, what Krishna says. Narottam Das Thakur's Prema Bhakti Chandrika 1.10. You should put strong, unflinching faith in what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said, Vishwasa mile Krishna tarke bahudur. If one has faith, then he can easily obtain Krishna, and arguments or doubts stay far away. Why depressed and disappointed? If you have strong faith, you will get Krishna. You have faith, but it is not strong. It is soft faith. At any time, it can break and you feel yourself disappointed, depressed. Why such feelings? Why disappointment? Why depressed? Because you do not have strong faith in Krishna. You have no faith in Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya. You have lost faith. Therefore, you feel disappointed and depressed. Faith is the most important thing. It has been stressed in Bhagavad Gita, in Srimad Bhagavatam, and all of our acharyas have said it. Rupa Goswami says in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.4.15 to 16 that everything begins with Shraddha. Adav Shraddha tata sadhu sango tha bhajana kriya tato nartha nivritti syat tato nishtha ruchis tatha atha shaktis tato bhavas tata prema vyudanchati sadhakanam ayam premana pradhurbhave bhavetkrama. First comes Shraddha, faith. Next, Sadhusang, association with saintly persons. After that, Bhajana Kriya, spiritual practices. Then, Anartha Nivritti, cessation of all offenses or obstacles. Next, Nishtha, firmness, which is followed by Ruchi, taste. After that, Asakti, attachment. Then, Bhava, and then appears Prema. These are different stages leading to prema's appearance within the heart of a spiritual practitioner. It is a gradual process. Mahaprabhu said the same thing. Uchcha Sankirtane Kari Shraddhara Prachar, loudly chanting the holy name and preach with faith. When my Guru Maharaj came to the West, what did he have with him? Only strong faith in Krishna, strong faith in the words of his Guru, strong faith in the holy name. He had nothing else. It is a question of strong faith in Gopal. But people are lacking faith. You have some faith, but not strong faith. You should develop strong faith. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 22, text 62 states, Shraddha Shabde Vishwasa Kahe Shudridha Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Haya. Shraddha is defined as confident, firm faith that by rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. Such faith is favorable to the discharge of devotional service. Chant loudly. If you develop Krishna Bhakti, all of your duties and obligations are finished. You are thinking, this is my duty, my responsibility to look after the maintenance of my family, my wife and children. But it is said, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kritta Haya. All of your work is finished. Everyone says this, but they are only speaking from the lips. In their heart, 99.9% people have no faith. Therefore, Gauranga Mahaprabhu has said, Uchcha Sankirtane Kari Shraddhara Prachar. Chant loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Inculcate Shraddha, faith, unto those people who have not developed Shraddha. My Guru Maharaj did that. When he first arrived here, he came only with a pair of kartal. He simply went to a park and chanted Hare Krishna. The hippies were rolling on the ground, half naked, taking strong drugs like LSD and marijuana, and becoming mad. My Guru Maharaj just played kartal and chanted, and thereby he inculcated Shraddha in them. Chora, Vaishya, Shatha, the thieves, the prostitutes, and the cheaters. Sadhu is able to inculcate Shraddha even into them. That is Mahaprabhu's instruction. Agre Shraddha diye. First inculcate Shraddha unto them. Then when they are Shraddhavan, when they have developed Shraddha, strong faith in the holy name, strong faith in Krishna, and Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya, then they are eligible to be initiated. There is the offense to holy name known as Shraddhahina Jane Namopadesh, giving someone Namopadesh, instructions on chanting, if they are lacking in Shraddha. So, Agre Shraddha. First, one must have Shraddha. How can one develop Shraddha? That is another question. For this reason, we perform loud Sankirtan. Doing so, you can develop Shraddha. Don't feel depressed or disappointed. Mahaprabhu is there. Krishna is there. Srila Prabhupada is there. Chant loudly and fill the atmosphere with transcendental sound vibration. You should have full faith in the holy name, in Gopal, in Krishna and Mahaprabhu. Don't feel desperate at any time, under any circumstances. There is no question of pessimism in Mahaprabhu's movement. There is all optimism. I have seen during my tour that now this pessimism is widespread amongst the devotees in America. Seeing that, I feel very sorry. I am crying in my heart. What has happened? My Guru Maharaj came here first. He sowed the seed here. Now what has happened? They have lost faith? Such a sorry state of affairs? How is it that a small boy immediately developed faith and got Krishna? He cried out, "Oh Gopal, where are you? My mother has said to call you." And immediately Gopal appeared. The determination of Dhruva. Dhruv Maharaj was only a child, a 5-year-old boy. When he inquired from his mother, Suniti, she told him, "Narayan is there. If you get the mercy of Lord Narayan, then all of your desires will be fulfilled." Dhruva said, "Yes, Lord Narayan, where is he?" Suniti said, "I have heard that saints and sages go to the forest to get him." Dhruva said, "Oh, I must go and get him." He was only a 5-year-old boy, but he had such determination. Later, Narad Muni told him, "The forest is a very dangerous place. There are many fearful, ferocious animals here. Tigers, lions and snakes. You are a small boy. What can you do here?" Dhruva said, No, my mother said that Narayan is there. I must go and find him." Dhruva wouldn't hear any dissuasion. He was so strong and determined, therefore his name is Dhruva. Dhruva means determined. His determination never shakes. Rupa Goswami therefore says in Updeshamrita, text 3, "Utsahan nischayat dhairyat tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vritte shadbhir bhakti prasidhyati." One can execute the process of bhakti yoga successfully with full-hearted enthusiasm, perseverance and determination by following the prescribed duties in the association of devotees and by engaging completely in the activities of goodness. Rupa Goswami Mahajana Acharya says, one must have utsaha, enthusiasm, and nishchaya, determination. Yes, I am determined to achieve this thing. I must achieve it. Dhruva had that kind of determination. But also dhairya. You must have patience. Don't lose patience. This strong determination and strong faith is most important. Nothing is impossible. Krishna is always there to help you. He is there in your heart. He will test how strong your faith is in Him. Your faith is shaking. It is not strong. How determined are you? Krishna creates everything. His will is supreme. By His mere desire, creation, maintenance and destruction takes place. We are completely dependent on His will. Bhaktivedanta says in Sharanagati 3.4.7, Tomar ichhaya achi nirbhar kuriya. I am completely dependent on your will, O Krishna. So Krishna says, okay, I will test your faith to see if you are really completely dependent on my will. But you are lacking faith, and Krishna knows, oh, he has no faith. He only speaks from the lips. In his heart, he has no faith. Everything takes place according to the will of Krishna. If he doesn't will, a blade of grass will not shake. So, it is a question of faith. But why do we lack faith? Dhruva immediately put strong faith. He was not afraid of any situation. Where is that Narayan? Where is that Narayan? The example is also there in the story about the young boy and Gopal. But we can't put faith. What is the reason? Why are these small children able to have faith, but adults cannot? It is because you are crooked. They are simple. A child is very simple. But as soon as he grows up and associates with adults, those who are very crooked, he develops crookedness. Otherwise, in the beginning, a child is very simple. Simplicity is Vaishnavism. All our acharyas have said this. Srila Bhaktisiddhant Saraswati Goswami stresses on this. Saralta ehi Vaishnavta. Simplicity is Vaishnavism. Real Vaishnavas are as simple as a child. There is no question of crookedness, duplicity or pretentiousness in them. But our heart is full of these things. We are not at all simple-hearted persons. We are very crooked. Duplicity, crookedness and pretentiousness are in you. But Krishna is in your heart. He knows what is in you. You cannot cheat him. Therefore we say that Sadhu Guru Mahajanas are Patita Pavan, not Kapati Pavan. They are the saviors of the fallen, not the saviors of the crooked. Some persons say, shall I just have blind faith? Shall I not think anything? Shall I not apply my intelligence, my deliberation? Should I just put blind faith in whatever Sadhu and Shastra say? They say, we have our own intelligence. We must think very seriously before we can accept. How can you deliberate on what Krishna says, what Shastra says, what the Mahajanas say? They have no defects. You are a conditioned soul with 4 defects. Brahma, the tendency to commit mistakes. Pramada, the tendency to be illusioned. Vipralipsa, the tendency to cheat. And Karana Patava, imperfect senses. Your senses are defective. The thoughts is in your mind are defective. What you perceive through your senses is defective. There is no sadhu present. You say, oh, we've been cheated so many times. Now we won't put faith in anyone. No sadhus are there. We don't see any sadhu. Can you see a sadhu? Do you have the vision to see a sadhu? You are a conditioned soul. You have defective vision. How can you see a sadhu? You have developed this motto, seeing is believing. You say, if I see, then I will believe. Can you show me? Can you show me the Lord? Then I will believe. But you are not prepared to admit that you are blind. You have no vision to see the Lord. Even if I show you the Lord, how can you see without vision? You are not prepared to admit your shortcoming. You are such a crooked, pretentious, duplicitous person. You are always trying to hide your defects. You are not prepared to admit them. This is proof that you are not at all simple. You are a crooked person. Be simple. If you just once say with an open heart, Krishna, I am yours, then immediately Krishna will accept you. He is there in your heart, but you can't cry out to him. Your heart is filled with such filth, such duplicity and crookedness. You are never simple, and Krishna knows it. This is the reason why you cannot develop strong faith. Now you want to see sadhu? You say, we don't see any sadhus. There are no sadhus. If there is no sadhu, then how are things going on? This is Kali Yuga, the most sinful and degraded age. Still, there is Ekapada Dharma, one leg of religion. Therefore, things are continuing. Otherwise, everything would have been finished, destroyed. In Satyuga, Dharma had 4 legs. In Treta Yuga, 3 legs were there. In Dwapar Yuga, 2 legs were there. And in Kali Yuga, there is 1 leg. Because this 1 leg of Dharma is present, things are going on and we are all here. The holy name came. This is the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga. But we have no faith, no belief in it. We are such crooked persons, we have no simplicity. We only speak with the lips while something else is in the heart. This simplicity is Vaishnavism. It is the only thing required. Make your heart simple. Drive out throughout all this filth, crookedness, duplicity and pretentiousness, and immediately you will get Krishna. Krishna emphasizes this Shraddha in many places in the Gita. Chapter 4, text 39 states, Shraddhaval labhate jnanam. A faithful person quickly obtains transcendental knowledge. In chapter 9, text 3, Krishna states, Ashraddha dhana purusha aprayamam nivartante mrityu samsar vartamani. Those who have no Shraddha, no faith, cannot approach me. Again and again, they will fall down here to this mrityu samsar, world of death. Sadhus have no defects. Those who have vision, they see and they say, Arya Vigna Vakya Nahi Dosha Chatushtaya. The words of the Mahajanas, Sadhus, are free from the 4 defects. Why don't you put unflinching faith in their words? You say, I must think about it first. I must deliberate on what they say. If I am convinced, then I will apply it. This is all duplicity, crookedness, lack of faith. You are not prepared to admit that you have 4 defects. Your senses are defective. How can you see? You think I am the seer, I will see. But you are not the seer. You have defective vision. How can you see a sadhu who is free from defects and exist on the transcendental platform? He is in the 4th dimension. You are limited to 3 dimensions, length, breadth and height. Can your material mind conceive the 4th dimension? Then how can you say, if I see, only then I will accept? Nonsense! Such nonsense! You can only act on faith, nothing else. In the story I told, the mother instructed and the child put faith in her words. The mother is authority and the child is simple. Sadhu, Mahajana and Shastra are authority. But you have no faith in them. How can you get Krishna? Faith is the most important thing. Even if you put blind faith, still you will be delivered because Sadhu Mahajanas are free from defects. What they say is real truth. Mahajana yai kahe, sei satyamani. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Leela, chapter 25, text 56. Suppose you put blind faith in Sadhu's words and you go to hell, then Sadhu Mahajana will go to hell to deliver you. But by your manipulations, politics and duplicity, even if you elevate yourself to the position of Brahmalok, Satyalok, still you will fall from there and you cannot be delivered by Sadhu Mahajana. One who is very simple immediately puts unflinching faith, immediately surrenders, and immediately is accepted by Krishna. This is what is needed. Simplicity is Vaishnavism, but we are lacking that thing. You should take example from Mahajanas like Rupa and Sanatan Goswami. How simple they are. Once a very puffed up, proud Pandita came to see them. He was travelling everywhere, challenging and trying to defeat others. That Pandita came to Sanatan Goswami and Rupa Goswami and said, "You debate with me. If I am victorious, then you will sign a certificate of defeat. And if you defeat me, then I will sign a certificate that you have defeated me." Rupa and Sanatan immediately said, "No, we will give you a certificate. Please go, Dandavats. Yes, we are defeated. You are victorious." This is simplicity. Jad Bharat and the dacoits. Jad Bharat was also simple in this way. A group of dacoits were searching for a nice human being to sacrifice so that Kali would be pleased and they could get a benediction from her. They found Jad Bharat sitting in a cornfield. He was very strong, stout and good looking. They thought he would be very nice for sacrifice. Jad Bharat was like a madman, dumb and callous like an animal. Just like the butcher taking an animal to the slaughterhouse, the dacoits took him to be sacrificed. Jad Bharat went with no protest, just like a simple child. He was such an elevated Paramhamsa. The dacoits bathed him and put new clothes on him. They put vermilion on his forehead. Then they asked, "Please bow down here." Like a simple child, he did what they said. They raised a sword to cut off his head. Kali is a Vaishnava, a maidservant of Krishna. Seeing their activity, she said, "What are these rascal dacoits doing?" Kali suddenly came out from deity with a sword in her hand and chopped off the heads of those dacoits, and Jad Bharat was saved. Nevertheless, you are thinking, shall I put faith blindly? Shall I not think about it? Shall I not deliberate on it? You are saying like that because you have no faith, because duplicity and crookedness is there in your heart. You are not simple. One who is very simple is really surrendered. He is a real sadhu and he is protected. This simplicity is lacking in you. You think, I will see, but you are not the seer. Krishna is the seer. Sadhu is the seer. You are to be seen, but you are thinking just the opposite. This simplicity is lacking in you. You think, I will see, but you are not the seer. Krishna is the seer. Sadhu is the seer. You are to be seen, but you are thinking just the opposite. I will be the seer and the sadhu will be seen. What is this nonsense? They are the seer. Krishna is the seer. Sadhu is the seer. You have to be seen. When they cast their merciful glance on you, then your good fortune arises. You become fortunate, Subhagya. But you are thinking, I am the seer, just the opposite. That's the whole problem, nothing else. Questions. Devotee, how can someone develop simplicity? Gour Govinda Swami. Associate with a simple sadhu. As I described my Guru Maharaj, how he came and inculcated faith. And why are you lacking faith now? Because you are not associating with sadhus. You say we cannot see sadhu. There are no sadhus present now. That's the whole trouble with you. Devotee. But if we are duplicitous in the heart, then we will be blind and we won't be able to see who is a sadhu. So how can we associate with sadhus if we don't know who is a sadhu? Gour Govinda Swami. Therefore, I say, even if sadhus come because you are blind, you have no faith in him. You want to be the seer, so you cannot get any benefit. You cannot associate. If a sadhu comes and chants here, speaks Krishna Katha, it will never enter your ear. You cannot get any benefit. You don't know sadhu. You don't do sadhu sang at all. Although you come and sit here, you are just posing. You are just pretending. You are such a pretender. Because you have no faith. The sadhu's katha will never enter your ear. Thus you cannot get any benefit. Just pretending, sitting for 10 or 15 minutes, then getting up and going out. Why is this? Because you have no faith. You are not simple. You want to be the seer, but you are not the seer. That's the whole trouble. Devotee. To have this simplicity and faith, one should think as a child. If we have some intelligence, that if we get this or that. Gour Govinda Swami. What intelligence do you have? It's impure intelligence, not pure intelligence. Devotee. So I should just give it up? Gour Govinda Swami. Yes, give up everything. Just throw it out. Throw it out. Make your heart clean and open. Jesus Christ said, empty thyself. I will fill thee. but you are not emptying. Your heart is full to the brim with crookedness, duplicity, and enviousness, all nasty things. How can He fill you? There is no space. Empty yourself, throw it out, then you will get. From an evening program in Lansing, Michigan, USA, 28th October 1991. This ends the narration of How to Find Guru. Thank you. Hare Krishna.